Greetings, fellow feudal lords. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Reus 2, Episode 4, Castles and Knights. So the desert salts gain a bonus for each distinct barren botacum in this biome. And it will gain a lot of food as well. So there's a big bang for the buck to put desert salts down. So let's go ahead and put desert salts down, and that will be our first level 2 botacum ever. So I'm going to upgrade this spot here. And in the process of upgrading, it's going to wipe out this mud crack. So the mud crack got deleted. And now I have, ooh, I see. So now I have a level 2. So here, this is like a level 1, level 2. So I'm going to put the desert salts on this spot, because this spot gets an animal boost. So I'm putting the salts here. And as a result, this desert salt has 2 adjacent empty slots, so it's gaining that huge food bonus. And then there are 3 distinct barren botacum in this biome, so it's racking in quite a lot. If we click this button up here, it's got 1 biodiversity, 70 research, 90 food, 55 gold. That's the power of a tier 2 botacum, and that's not even one that is getting a whole lot of synergy. But as a result of that, I have completed the Huntress Town's city request, but not fully the science needs. So I still need to work on the science needs. That tier 2 animal slot, I'm not going to put that down yet, because if you guys vote for me to upgrade the desert, I might get other tier 2 animals to put down. So, here's the choices. Don't vote for number 1, because number 1 is locked. Rainforest is maxed. So I can either do ocean or desert. And you guys want desert, unsurprisingly. Alright, little reminder, I'm looking for science. Wow, I got really lucky. So limestone gives a ton of science, as long as there's no adjacent minerals. The Gila Monster gives, so the Gila Monster also would be a really good choice here, because it gives a lot of gold and a lot of science, if not adjacent to other animals. So both of these would be very powerful science options. There's actually 4 options. I'm bad at counting. So here's a new poll. So the limestone and Gila Monster. The other thing is that the Gila Monster is a tier 2, and I have an animal boosted tier 2 slot already sitting there. So, you know, a limestone is also a powerful choice too. But if you look at this as an output of 25 and then 75 if there's no adjacent animals, so this can go up to 100, whereas the limestone can only go up to 75. So we're going to do Gila Monster. You guys voted. The Gila Monster requires a biodiversity of 4. So one of the issues of putting the Gila Monster down is I don't have biodiversity enough to support a Gila Monster just yet. So what I want to do is I want to make the desert here a little bit more biodiverse. And then additionally, the Gila Monster does not want to be next to an adjacent animal. So this jerboa that is adjacent to this boosted animal slot, this jerboa should switch off from anything but an animal. So what's going to be ideal is if I put down, let's say a mud crack in its place. And the reason for the mud crack is this mud crack counts as barren, which then adds to the bonus of the desert salt. So the desert salt just became stronger, and then this animal booster slot is no longer blocked for jerboa, or blocked for Gila Monster rather. So then we can put the Gila Monster here, and it's not next to any other creatures for its maximum bonus. So, moving over there, put the Gila Monster down, and that should be huge. So look at its bonus. 150 science and 112 gold. You can see the bonus of tier 2 botacum on tier 2 slots with boosted spots. It's enormous. Alright, so tier 1 of the castles and knights is now done. Tier 2 is going to require the Huntress to go up to 18 science and the Pirate Queen up to 18 gold. So let's see how much more science the Huntress is going to need. when all it's tabulated. So right now it's at 17 out of 18, so it's not that much more. Nice. So I'm going to focus on the Huntress up to 18, and then I'll start boosting Pirate Town. So in order to add more science for the Huntress, let's see what we have available to us. So we're working in the desert. I am going to replace the Sandgrouse with Field Eringo because it will get boosted off of this Mudcrack. And then also it boosts the Desert Salts because this is a barren spot, which is going to help the Ostrich, and it's going to help the Desert Salt, and it's going to get boosted off of the Mudcrack. So that was a really good swap there. And that has already had the Huntress hit 18 science, so one move and I did it. Pretty good. She's up to 19 now. Awesome. So now we can pay full attention to the Pirate Town, which has fallen behind the development of everything else, because we've been focusing on the other requests. So the Pirate Queen needs a wealth of 18 for the second star, but also 25 for the city request. So I'm going to aim for the 25 for the city request. So then we have to think about how to add the wealth for the Pirate Queen. So the Spider Monkey gains 30 gold for each distinct tree bioticum, up to a bonus of 2. And that's not adjacent bioticum. The thing about that is I don't have a lot of trees in this. I only have like one banana tree within range of our town here. So that's a useful animal to put down for gold, but like I can't benefit from it immediately. There's not a lot of things that add gold, I think, which is going to make this a little challenging. One thing I could do is buy a draft charge and see if I can't get something that helps gold. So I'm going to pick this for myself. The Jade Ritual has a huge gold potential, which will help me fulfill the gold requirements for Ancientville. So what I did was I bought that with my my technology points, because my technology points weren't going to be enough to probably reach to buy Eon limit. So now that I have that, if I take a look at the Jade here, it has a biome requirement or a biodiversity requirement of 4, and this jungle is a biodiversity of 2. So I need to work on biodiversity, which is pretty easy to do. I can replace one of these pit vipers because I have like 3 pit vipers that aren't helping with biodiversity, and then put Jade down. And then also, the green star bonus of Jade, I know my head's a little bit in the way, is 15 gold for each distinct plant. So I'm going to start making this rainforest more plant-centric to bonus off the Jade even further. And then also, it gets 300% more gold if the Bottica is unique in this biome, which I hope it will be. Now the other thing is, I don't think that there was I don't think that any of my tiles here had a gold bonus. No. So at this point, I'm going to upgrade some of the terrain slots. So I'm going to go after this terrain slot here. Actually, no. I'm going to go after this terrain slot here, wiping out this pit viper. And this is where my Jade's going to eventually go. So now these are tier 2 terrain slots. I'm going to do the same thing over here, wiping out the jungle fowl and the pit viper over here as well. So we're significantly changing the whole design of Ancientville with the hopes to add a lot of wealth where it previously wasn't. Alright, there was an animal boost slot that I just nuked, unfortunately. I hadn't noticed that there was a boosted slot there until just now, but that's okay. Alright. So if we want to add the first thing to address is the biodiversity. The banana is hurting our biodiversity, so one crazy thing I could do is replace the banana tree right now to gain a lot of biodiversity back, allowing me to get access to the jade. So now the biodiversity total is 6, and that gives me access to be able to put the jade down. Because we don't need too much food in Pirate Town compared to the wealth. We need a lot more wealth. So now with this jade down, I have 3 distinct plants in this biome, and for each additional plant, I'll gain even more gold. Oh! Error complete! I just got 3 stars for castles and knights. But I would still like to fulfill the Sitter request anyway. Just as a added challenge. So I'm going to put the bananas back. So that we can raise the food. And then I'm going to put agave here. So the agave gains extra biodiversity and food if adjacent to an animal, and it will be adjacent to guinea pigs. Which should bring... Yep, and there we go. Pirate Town has been fulfilled. So the error is complete. And at this point, I could keep placing things down if I wanted to. But because I don't have the third era, I'm not earning anything towards third era. So what I could do instead is to end my turn early for, and it will boost my end score as a result. Because really, the big thing to work on is the stars for the era. That's when you unlock new cards. Getting above that to go for like a high score doesn't really matter once you leave the planet. So we're effectively done. I'm not even going to bother with the draft charge. So leaving early, for every 5 Eon, I get 1 more prosperity, so I would get 14 bonus prosperity. Actually, in fact, I'm going to buy some more Eon for 16 extra prosperity. Done. Le Chateau, a mighty fort. The Pirate Queen, Duke of Ancientville, approaches. The Sage Count of Oceanville, too. Uh-oh, I think it's war. The Wondrous stands victorious. Planet completed. Nice. So we got 3-star Neolithic and 3-star castles and knights. A total prosperity of 240, which will add to our profile, unlocking new things, and then 6 new unlocks for Bioticum. So again, a little reminder, doing Neolithic Revolution or Castles and Knights again won't add any bonuses. Once you've gotten 3 stars, there's no more earnings to be had. So I'm going to, let's see, unpack one at a time. So we have a Scarlet Macaw, which is a mysterious money bird, and squirrel monkey, and topaz. Next up is a forest. So that was for the rainforest. This is for the forest. Jade, imperial jade, so that's gold. We got a raccoon dog, a red deer, and a corsac. Next is desert. We've got ibex, mudcrack, agave, basalt, another desert, index fossil, which looks like trilobites, topaz, fan palm, and basalt, and then 2 more ocean. Sea turtles, seagrass, jellyfish, turtle grass. And last but not least, olivine, anchovy, coral rock, and barrel eyes. So barrel eyes, I think, is the first, or maybe sea turtles were as well, but they require to be placed in deep water, so they need bigger oceans as a result. All right, let's leave the planet. And I'm going to have you guys... Well, I'll explain the bonuses that I just unlocked, and then I'll have you guys pick the leader that I pick. Because I'm going to earn a lot of things here. Because I got a lot of profile points in the last round. All right. So, we gained level 5. So, you can spend technology points to encourage a specific town to expand its borders, and unlocked the starting spirit of Huntress and Pirate Queen. So we can start off as a Huntress or start off as a Pirate Queen. At level 6, we gained the Micro and Upgrade Charge Shop emblems. So raising a city's population to gain powerful emblems that can upgrade your Bottica. And 2 star effects. From now on, achieving 2 stars in an era will grant you additional rewards. Nice. Shield, thank you for the resub, by the way. And then last but not least, the Frost Giant. So the Frost Giant does a taiga biome instead of a desert biome and is focused on minerals. And the taiga has a unique type of bonus for its terrain called rough terrain. So sort of how the oceans are all about mystery, the deserts are about like gems, the forests are about food, the taiga is about ruggedness, which is, but it plays a little bit different than the other biomes. All right. New game. So, what leader are we going to start with? There is 6 choices. So there is the Sage, the Pirate Queen, number 2. Number 3 is the Inventor. Number 4 is the Huntress. Number 5 is the Goddess. And number 6 would be Random. So the new ones that I just unlocked would be 2, the Pirate Queen, and 4, the Huntress. Or we could just go 6, which is Random. I will also mention that when you complete all 3 eras with a specific leader, you like max out that leader or whatever, you get a star next to the leader to signify that you've like done all eras with a single leader. All right, looks like you guys want Inventor. It's actually not the first time you've picked Inventor. All right, forest biome, or rather, first giant. Plant giant can either be forest or rainforest. Or swamp, I should say. So I'll have you pick that real quick. So the forest giant was the one I used initially, and it creates forests and creeks, and then the swamp giant creates rainforests and creeks. So the rainforests all are about biodiversity and trees, and the forests are all about fruit and synergy Bottica. All right, swamp one again. And then the mineral is the last giant I'm going to pick here is going to be the frost giant because it's new. So the frost giant has a high yield of science and gold, And it focuses on undergrowth and critters. And he can create mountains, but so can the rock giant. I will make 2/3 of my settlements frost taiga. I don't think I'm going to fare well in terms of like score as a result, but I'm going to change the meta a little bit. Rather than play meta, I'm going to show and demonstrate new mechanics instead. And I'm also going to make a deeper ocean, as that might be interesting for you to see. So we have a really big taiga, which is going to be a little weird that it's adjacent to a big rainforest, but whatever. Planets don't need to make sense. I'm using god powers to make the planets. So... And my plan is for the first settlement to be entirely taiga-based, next settlement maybe to be taiga ocean-based, and the third settlement to be rainforest-based. So let's go ahead and settle. I'll settle right here. Alright, Lushwood Stables is what this is called. And the first city request is to have a technology of 3. So the minerals, I can put down stone, which gains a bonus if adjacent to another science. In terms of bonus boosted slots, I have none. And then there is a lost tag. So up here shows how rugged this taiga is. So you gain ruggedness for placed minerals, and for placed predators, and mountain slots, and penalties with biotica based upon food. So, we're going to be trying to approach a decent ruggedness. So what I'm going to do is, let's go ahead and get our science going. And then I can also explain the lost bonus too. So, lost counts as +1 distance per lost tag, determining the closest city for this and other biotica. This will make more sense when I have things that need to be lost. But essentially what that means is certain creatures want to be a certain distance away from the nearest city to provide bonuses. And some biotica, like furs, help to boost the distance of lost. So like, let's say I had a creature here that wanted to be lost from the city, basically living away from the cities. The fur helps to make to double the lost distance, essentially. That's a little oversimplification, but it was good enough. All right, next nomad. I'm gonna have you guys pick. So this is an interesting choice. This is the first time we're seeing the diplomat pop up. So the diplomat just wants prosperity, which means anything, you know, food, technology, wealth, doesn't matter. Just wants it to be prosperous, whereas the pirate queen specifically wants gold. So we are going to call the diplomat, and the diplomat actually really benefits from cities next to the ocean. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to have them inhabit just adjacent to the ocean. So that they can benefit from all of the mystery. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to focus on having a nice rugged taiga and nice mysterious ocean this time around. And then you guys are going to choose the inspiration. So a toolsmith, which is extra science for minerals within the border, an herbalist focusing on undergrowth botanical, or a woodcutter focusing on tree botanical. I have 0 undergrowth so far. I have 1 tree, and I have 28 points out of the 125 total for toolsmith. So have you guys choose that too. All right, we're smithing. Cool. So this stone, for instance, is offering 28 science, which basically the toolsmith doubles. That's one way to think about it. Ooh, the inventor is inventing something new. Let's take a look. They want to invent... So, let's talk about... I'm going to hide my overlay real quick. Let's talk about emblems real quick and inventions. So, if I increase the population of Lushwood Stables up to 10, I would gain the emblem of Inventor Emblem, which each distinct bodicum within the borders increases the science by 5%. The trouble with that, of course, is that the ruggedness of this taiga means that every food-based anything that I add here reduces its ruggedness, which... So what I'm trying to essentially say is it's really useful if you're trying to improve a taiga to have a really bang for your buck food source if you need food at all. And then inventions. So at 10 technology, they will invent a new luxury, which can become some sort of benefit for the town and also potentially traded to neighbors. All right. We have an opportunity to take a draft charge. Have you guys pick? So rainforest, ocean, or taiga. Rainforest is 1, ocean is 2, and taiga is 3. And while you vote on that, I am going to be helping Ash Pines Haven, getting their prosperity up to 5. Okay, we are about the taiga now. So, choosing. These are the bonuses for taiga. So, it's worth noting that for this taiga, you had them do toolsmithing, which requires minerals, which would be not even copper. So the minerals here, yeah, I mean, it would be copper. Like, I guess this unlocks minerals too. So, we can do potatoes. So potatoes are food that get a bonus from undergrowth adjacencies. Also, blue bead and blackberry. And blackberry is a plant that relies upon that lost tag. So if the blackberry is distant to a nearby city, it gains more fruit. Then there's copper, which is huge science. And the science goes up if the terrain is rugged. Tin, which gains extra science if adjacent to plants. And skunks, which gets boosted if it's and adds to the ruggedness of the biome if it's far away from the nearest city. Or foxes, which is for money or wealth rather. Red-backed voles, which gets boosted if it's if the biome is rugged, and then whatever that is, Chiroit, which is a mystery gem, and gets in the rough mystery bonus if the biome is rugged. So as you can see, a lot of the taiga gets boosted if the rugged values are high. So you have to be careful about how you develop taiga, because you lose a lot of the ruggedness bonus synergy if your ruggedness isn't high enough. And you guys want copper, so I'm down with that. Alright, so we're helping out the diplomatic quarter, and it looks like all of their terrain expanded straight into the water, and they don't even really care what how it's developed, how their town develops. They just want like high stats. So I think focusing on mystery would be pretty cool. So I'm going to do clownfish and sea anemone, because they're both mysterious. So we have 3 mystery here. And then that mystery, here, let me hide the overlay again. That mystery adds 1 of each stat per point. And that just fulfilled Ash Pines Haven, which allows us to settle 1 more leader. So this is the final leader that we're probably going to pick. You can have more nomads than 3. It's just 3 is a really good number until you start using expansion charges, which I'm getting ahead of myself, so ignore that. So we can either do the miner or the botanist. The miner is very much interested in science from minerals and gains science and gold through mystery. And the botanist loves plants and gains science and food from them and gains food and science from mystery. And you guys want botanist. We haven't had a botanist yet, so that's cool. So let's put the botanist here. And I am going to send all my giants over to the new botanist town to fulfill its level 1 city request. Because this should be pretty easy. Combine pop and tech of 4 and 2 plants within the border, so I'll just put 2 plants that add pop and tech. No problem. Here is another example. So these are the shallows, and then this is the deep. So you can see there's different ocean depths depending on how big your ocean is. All right, we have an animal booster slot, which is kind of awkward. So you guys want pop or tech and plants. So I'm going to put a fir tree here. There we go. So there's the plants required, which will raise pop and tech. Done. Okay, let's do the Inventor Village's request now, because that will unlock a new draft charge. And we do have yet another draft charge to spend up here. So here's your choices. I can either do rainforest or ocean, because taiga is now locked. All right, ocean. And then specific choices. So before I have you vote, just a little reminder. The botanist, the inventor is focused on science. The botanist is focused on food and science. And the diplomat is focused on anything. They're kind of a wild card. So here are the choices. We've got sort of mystery and science, food, or gold. Mystery and science. Good choice. So the Inventor Village wants 5 unique biotica within the borders. I've already put stone and fir, and I need to add more research. So let's see how I can add research. So there's really no plants that I can add that wouldn't ruin the ruggedness necessarily. Skunks would be best if they were pretty far away from the town. So like putting a skunk out here would be smart. So I'll do that. And hope that Lushwood Stables spreads from being... Yep, there we go. They're spreading. So here, this skunk has an order defense of ×5 because it is 4 patches away from the closest city. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Because of the fir tree. I'm also going to put tin here. So the tin gets forest mines if adjacent to plants, and it's next to a fir tree, so it's adjacent to plants. Ruggedness now of this biome is 7, which is pretty good. And then I need one more thing to put down here, and it's going to be... Oh, no, I can't afford copper just yet. so maybe an animal? Put a stoat next to the skunks. And then copper where I wanted to put copper. And there, the inventor village will be done, because that copper adds a whopping 140 science. And it's offering that much because the biome has a ruggedness of 11, because I've been focusing on ruggedness. So it's getting a maximum bonus for its benefits. So the stables here is has a maxed out toolsmith and has already invented furniture produced from the fir trees that I have growing here, and is currently in the process of inventing yet another luxury. So this furniture adds wealth, and then each additional invention will add something new based upon the raw resources, which is pretty neat. So the science total, or technology total here is 19. They just invented fur vests, produced from skunk. So skunk vests, for more wealth. Nice. All right. We get another draft charge. You guys can choose. So the first point in rainforest, the second point in ocean, or the second point in taiga. And Turtle, thank you for the bits. All right, love for the rainforest. The scarlet macaw is a mysterious bird. The gumbalimbo is a science tree, or the banana is a food tree. And the scarlet macaw also unlocks the squirrel monkey, which is a science and gold monkey, and the topaz, which is a desert gold or wealth. And I don't have deserts, mind you. The gumbalimbo tree also unlocks the parakeet, which is for the savanna. I don't have savannas. And flint, which is also in the rainforest. And then the banana unlocks taro, which is also in the rainforest, and jungle fowl, also in the rainforest. I'm actually quite surprised by your choices here. But alright, I'll go banana. I would have probably picked the scarlet macaw because it's a mysterious bird and mystery is pretty cool. And we haven't used a lot of mystery-based stuff yet. Alright, next up is the inspiration for the diplomat. So, a little reminder, the diplomat does not care how it develops, it just wants high marks for whatever it does. And it is right on the ocean, if that's any influence. So it's 0 progress towards stonecutter out of a total of 100 science. It's 1 progress towards trapper for a total of 80 gold. It's 0 progress towards fruit picker for a total of 120 fruit. And 1 progress out of a total of 4 for fishing. Alright, looks like fishing started to pull ahead, because, yeah, this city is right on the water, so I think that makes sense. So, we can start to focus on adding more fish to this ocean, then. So let's go ahead and focus on the Tier 2 city request So this request is an interesting one. It's different from the other ones. And it is that it wants a prosperity of 15, but it also wants the prosperity have 3 cities with at least 10. Meaning it's requesting me to improve the other cities as well. So let's raise the prosperity here at least first. And the best way to do that is to add more fish to the ocean, because that would unlock the bonus of the fishing hut, which would add a lot of prosperity as a windfall. So the total prosperity of Lushwood is 33, and the total prosperity of Fernburg is 9, so they're all pretty close to 10. Neutral Village is 9, and then Fernburg is 9, so it should be really easy to get that to 10. Alright, so fish, let's figure this out. So you have the clownfish and the sea anemone, I could do herring, I guess. There's a little bit more biodiversity, and that also has triggered the farming bonus, or the fishing hut bonus, because we have 2 out of the 4 fish. We're already getting 40 food out of that. I'm also going to put another clownfish over here for more of those lovely mysteries, and it's also adjacent, so adjacency bonuses. And that should raise the prosperity of the neutral village up to 15, I suspect. Nope, 14 out of 15. That's okay, because it did just annex 2 spots left of it. So in terms of inventions, we're very close to trade routes if I add one more wealth. So I'm going to add 1 wealth to the taiga here. So let's figure out how we want to add wealth. This taiga's not very rugged. Maybe I will just add a fir tree here. That should be enough to hit 15 prosperity. So I didn't do wealth, I did science instead. But both of them worked. Alright, so Neutral Village's prosperity is now 15, so the last thing I need to do is increase Fernberg's prosperity up to 10. And it's sitting at 9 right now, so that should be really easy to do. So there's a animal booster slot here, so let's figure out a good animal to put there. So you are the botanist focused on food and science, so let's put a jungle fowl for food here. Thank you for tuning in to Reus 2, which originally streamed live on Twitch August 6th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow giants.